So yesterday we talked about Savannah Hernandez and the whole attack that she faced over the weekend, and the fact that Randeep Dhillon is all over it, trying to see if there's federal charges that they can explore, and that the 3 family members who essentially assaulted her were also facing charges locally. But then there was this update from Brianna Morello that said charges have not been filed against all of the suspected individuals seen assaulting Savannah Hernandez. The family, Paige Ostrushko, Chris, and Paige's boyfriend, have been charged, but with just misdemeanors.
That's not okay.
And I know. And then it turns out yesterday, Savannah was like, hey, guess what? I've been feeling like crap. Sorry, I've had to cancel so many interviews, but it turns out I have a concussion.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is ridiculous. And the mom did not get charged at all, even though there's video of her like swinging the dildo in Savannah's face and refusing to leave her alone, even when she's asked to step back. So it just sucks. You know what I mean? It just totally sucks that this is what Savannah's facing. And she, of course, talked about this as well, saying, unfortunate update, I found out that Deanna Ostrushko, the woman you see assaulting me in the video below, will not be charged for assaulting me on Saturday. The Hennepin County Sheriff Department stated to me that they feel they don't have sufficient evidence to recommend charges against her.
Oh, that's nice.
And I just can't.
It is completely unacceptable, isn't it?
Whoops. I'm just so mad about it. I'm so mad.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to give that update about that, especially, and good question, Vanessa, can she file civilly? I hope files in every possible way that she can.
Absolutely. I saw the same message, Mock, and I absolutely agree 100%. She should do that. She should do it. And she should sue them and take them financially for everything that they're worth. I would. Screw these people.
Sue everybody, because this is unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable. Okay, so now for real, to Caroline Leavitt being asked by the press if Trump has filed his taxes. Are we not on Facebook?
Are we not?
Dang it. And I keep showing the wrong stuff. I don't think we're on Facebook.
We're not?
Oh, no. Maybe, Phil, if we're able to get on it even after the fact, that would be great. If you can try to do that.
Great.
And then in the meantime, I don't know why I can't keep my own videos straight, but there was also this piece of news about the Minnesota Democrats blocking investigations into fraud under Tim Walz.
Yeah. What is it about Democrats being fascists? What is it?
What in the hell?
Right. We can't have you looking into fraud. We can't have you doing that because we love our fraud. We love our criminals. We love our illegals. We love our fraud.
This just, oh my gosh, this just made me so mad. Now, I know that there were some Republicans in the House that filed, to start the process, whatever it looks like in the Minnesota House, to impeach Tim Walz because of all the fraud, but that didn't pass. And so, I mean, good effort, but like when you don't have an overwhelming majority, you have to deal with Democrats who are all kinds of fans of fraud. And so this is what happens. Now for real. Here it is. Caroline, for crying out loud, I need to get it together.
Has the president filed his taxes, and is he going to release them publicly?
It's actually a very good question. I have not inquired with the president directly about his own taxes, but I'm happy to do so, and we'll get you an answer on that.
Secretary Besson,
I have filed my taxes.
Well, I mean, he didn't take a salary from us, so it's probably a pretty easy tax return, don't you think?
Oh no, no. I can't imagine anybody's tax return being more complicated than Trump's.
But
just because of all of the crap that he owns. But
at least he's not taking a salary from us.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's definitely not. We're not paying for him. That we can tell you.
Paying for everybody else. We talked about this before the show. Our friend Susan from Texas. I put a thing out on my Facebook yesterday because I hate tax day. I hate it.
She gets so mad.
I get very rage-filled about taxes, you guys. I think taxation.
I probably didn't mention it yesterday just out of self-preservation.
Right. Right. Because I think taxation is theft. And so I would go on like total ragey rampages. But Susan reminded us of a show that we did. And she even told us it was one of our classic episodes, 138, aptly named Coked Out Quail Whores. You guys, we were talking.
Remember that.
This was like exactly 4 years ago. We were talking about Festivus and how Rand Paul puts that, report out every single year. And I kid you not, the government is spending money on coked out quails. And so we obviously called them quail whores because they are whores.
Well, because it was like showing quails on coke and then exploring their sexual activity.
So they're quail whores.
This is what we're spending money on?
Right. And it's like, I don't know why we're in debt. And you know what? We have to cover that up. Don't look into it. Don't look into it, taxpayer, because we're Democrats. We can't have you looking into that. The coked out quail whores. What? What is our world, you guys? This is why I'll start getting ragey. I'll start getting ragey.
See, she gets very upset about the taxes.
I gotta stop.
Right. Well, this is not going to surprise literally anybody, but Zoran Mamdani has new ideas, new plans for how he is going to tax the rich, because even though the rich pay the most in taxes, it's never enough for socialists. So he came out with this new little video yesterday talking about the new tax. And what's most egregious about, because it goes beyond just taxing people and thieving from them, essentially, he names a specific individual, a specific rich person in this video, which is just so uncalled for and inappropriate to me. I don't know if I'm the only one that like hits wrong. But that's just not okay. But here is Zoran really, really excited about his new tax.
When I ran for mayor, I said I was going to tax the rich. Well, today, we're taxing the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we've secured a pied-à-terre tax, the first in New York's history. This is an annual fee on luxury properties worth more than $5 million, whose owners do not live full-time in the city. Like for this penthouse, which hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin bought for $238 million. This pied-à-terre tax is specifically designed for the richest of the rich, those who store their wealth in New York City real estate, but who don't actually live here. But even so, they're able to reap the huge financial rewards of owning property in, dare I say, the greatest city in the world. And most of the time, these units are sitting empty, since again, they don't actually live here. This is a fundamentally unfair system that hurts working New Yorkers. Now, it's coming to an end. This tax will raise at least $500 million directly for the city. It'll help fund things like free childcare, cleaner streets, and safer neighborhoods. As mayor, I believe everyone has a role to play in contributing to our city, and some a little bit more than others. Happy Tax Day, New York.
Yeah, way to show exactly where that guy lives.
That's just not
it was gross.
Okay.
No, it's not okay. It's doxing is what it is. Hi, this is where he lives, everybody. FYI, he can come down. It's like there's no anonymity anymore for this guy. Can you imagine that being you and being like, this is where this individual lives. FYI, everybody on the planet. I just would be so pissed. That's a perfect way. That and the taxes. I'd be like, I'm out of here. You can take the whatever tax money you thought you were going to get from me and shove it straight up your, you know what? You're not going to get it.
Why is it his business what that guy, how often that guy is there, whether he chooses to keep certain parts of it open? That is just none of his business. Right. And now, I guess it's good that he's announcing it. Now all of these high value property owners can be like, bye, because that's what I would do.
They're totally
I would get the hell out of New York City.
Absolutely.
This is just so.
Yeah, because they're demonized. He literally is demonizing these people for being successful. That's America. We all want to be successful. There's nothing wrong with it. It used to be that was a really cool thing to aspire to be successful. Why would you demonize that? It's the Democrat way, don't you know? It's crazy.
It is. It's absolutely crazy. Here is a company business owner. I don't know who this is, but there's an interaction that he's having with socialist liberal idiots who are like, you need to pay 70% of your income in taxes. And this guy gives them a quick lesson of why that is retarded.
So you think that I should pay 70% of my income above $2 million in tax?
$2 million a year?
Yes. Do you think?
I think your next dollar should be taxed at 70%?
Okay, so if that's the deal, you know what I would do? Once my income got to $2 million, I would stop working for the year. I would furlough my employees and say, you know what? I've made my limit. I'm not going to work for 30 cents on the dollar. Right. I'm playing golf. I'm going fishing. I'll see you next February. How about that?
Yeah.
These people just don't get it. They don't get it.
They don't, because they're not as successful as that guy. And that's why they hate him. Mm-hmm. They hate these people because they're jealous First of all, they're jealous.
They hate us because they ain't us, not that I'm rich. But
I know, right? But yeah, I know exactly what I would love to be that wealthy. I would love to be. I probably will never be. And that's okay. Like, good for that guy. I'm not going to begrudge him or like try to make him less than because he's super successful and I am not as wealthy as that. Like, that is, to me, that's the American way. You can make that much money if you choose to make that much money. If you work your ass off and you're in the right place at the right time, a lot of the time, you can make that much money. Yay, America. Yay. And
imagine being a person who's like, you should work for 30 cents on the dollar after you've made $2 million, because after that it's ours. Like, we are entitled to that money.
No,
that's not how this works.
That is theft. It is theft. And that is not okay.
It's not okay. It's also not okay to wear really, really bad bras. I don't know why anybody wants to do that when they've got access to Honey Love. Why would you want to do that?
I don't know why.
Why wouldn't you want your girls to be comfortable and supported without wires?
We love Honey Love, you guys, because I mean, I won't speak for you, but I hate bras, especially at this point in my life.
I'm not a fan. Who likes them?
I feel like I've been wearing bras for like a million years, but Honey Love bras don't feel like I'm wearing a bra. They're still supportive, even for people on the A team. Okay. All right. But they're also beautiful. Like, they're really pretty. Cause sometimes you just, you want to put on just like whatever. You're just like, I don't care. But these actually, you put them on, you're like, these are actually really pretty. And like, my husband would be like, that's a really pretty bra. You know what I mean?
And so he's like, take that off anyway.
Right. So true. So true. But they're supportive and they're beautiful and they're comfortable and they have amazing shapewear too, which is also a must for women in our age group. Honey Love is an independent female founded brand created by women who actually wear what they design, which is really important because they know. They have a couple new launches. One is the crossover contour bra, which is like a wireless favorite. And it has, the molded foam pads. So it's not like, wire or anything like all that is out. You don't want to be wearing any of that kind of stuff. And then the Cloud Embrace, which is my favorite. It's like a t-shirt bra. That's my absolute favorite. I love that. So all of them.
I just like how wide they are on the back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the straps don't dig in.
Yeah, they're great for the back fat. I'm just putting it out there. It's true. But the Cloud Embrace is my favorite. If you're looking for one to try and you haven't tried one yet, really, really good. Plus they have, like I said, amazing shapewear. Check it out. You can treat yourself to the most advanced, beautiful bras and shapewear on the market. Save 20% off Honey Love at honeylove.com/chicks. That's honeylove.com/chicks. Do it.
All right. Let's talk about some election stuff and some election candidates. I was not aware. I've been aware of Scott Wiener, that like ridiculous soy.
Oh, he's a skeeve.
Oh God, he's so gross.
Skeevy and weird.
Yeah, he's super weird. But what I learned about him yesterday, the thing that I did not know about him is that he is, and I'm not trying to do this or anything, but he is 6'7". He is 6'7".
Really?
He is the tallest of tall string beans.
Okay.
And he's running, I don't even remember for what. Like, is he running for Nancy Pelosi's seat maybe?
Okay.
Whatever. He's going to win because people like that soy boy, scrawny, tall dude for reasons that I will never understand. But
Democrat.
he released a new ad. And because he's tall, I guess, he refers to himself as a giraffe. And I don't like that, I gotta say, because
I like
giraffes are amazing.
Right.
Yeah. And so I don't like this comparison. Here he is in all of his scrawny, skinny soy glory.
Here, deep in our fog-covered habitat, we find the rarest of leaders who sticks his neck out fighting for San Franciscans with everything he's got. Scott Wiener, long known as the Giraffe, is one of the most effective legislators, passing over 100 laws to build tens of thousands of homes, protect our health care, and ban ICE agents from wearing masks. Scott is ready on day one to stand tall in Congress for us.
I'm Scott Wiener, and I approve this message.
God, he's creepy AF.
Oh my God,
he's
so creepy.
So creepy. And the pride flag next to his name. Do you need to do that? What is that?
I don't even want to think about what that guy does in any bedroom ever.
We're all thinking about it now. Sorry, guys. It's really early. Oh, God.
Oh
So
my
gross.
God. Just vile.
Yes.
Absolutely vile. And speaking of pride flags, I just became aware of a chorus or a chorus, I think they call themselves. It's a queer chorus.
Oh.
And here's the kind of stuff that they sing.
2, 3, 4, 1. We see that there's a wrong to be righted to. We know that we are stronger when united.
Oh my gosh, I could
we
not.
exercise our right to assemble. That's when the proud and mighty start to tremble. Just in case you're wondering. Just in case you're wondering. Just in case you're wondering. Hey, hey, look this way. This is what democracy looks like.
Okay, the guy in the button-up is like the only one with a speck of testosterone. It was fighting for its life. It's like there's just a little, you guys, they're all theater kids. God bless them. All of them. This is what theater kids do when they grow up. I'm sorry if you were in theater. I'm sorry, but it's true. This is what they do when they grow up.
It's true. I was in theater and show choir, and we did stuff like that.
Jazz hands.
I mean, we didn't sing what democracy looks like, but we did similar things. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I still think we would have been friends in high school, though. I would have made fun of you a little bit, but we would have been friends. We would have been.
All right. I don't know what office at this point, or if any office Kamala Harris plans to run for, if she's going to run for president. She keeps being cagey about it, as we've talked about. But she is trying to put herself out there more and more, it seems like. And now she wants you to know that gas prices suck and it's Donald Trump's fault.
So funny.
Hey everyone, so I'm here in Charlotte. Since the start of Trump's war of choice, it's 15 more dollars every time you fill up your tank of gas. The price of diesel has now gone up 80% since the start of the war. And you best believe that's going to carry over to how much you're paying for all the goods that are being transported on those semis. We've got a president who is paying more attention to what he thinks is in his best political interest and personal interest, as opposed to what is in the best interest of working people in America.
What? Okay. I just, first of all, scotch. Was she not very slurry this time? Yeah. She just have a glass of Chardonnay all the time in her hand. So bad. What is it with the personal interest thing? What personal interest is he serving? What is that?
Well, and I mean, they're the ones that keep saying that he's tanking in the polls, that everybody hates this war, that no one approves of it. So if he's going for his personal interests, how does that jive? What is a personal interest about tanking his own approval numbers?
Yeah.
What he's actually doing is trying to protect the world from terror. I feel like that's the least personal interest thing he could possibly do.
Yeah, he's doing that for his kids, grandkids, your kids, grandkids.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally agree. And he doesn't take a salary.
I mean, what? That's just a really dumbass argument that they're making. And of course, these are the same people that couldn't have cared less that gas was way higher under Joe Biden.
No,
they still don't care about that.
No, they didn't care.
I know everybody has been agonizing and losing sleep about what in the world Jasmine Crockett is going to be doing next.
Oh my gosh, I haven't thought about her for a couple weeks.
I know. It's been nice, right?
It's been really nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Well, she is apparently talking to several different law firms because, as you may recall, she is in fact an attorney and she would like to practice law again, but she wants to make sure that she's got plenty of time for her own stuff. You guys, here she is.
But I'm a whole lawyer. So I will potentially go back to practicing law. I'm engaged in conversations with some law firms about what that would look like. I want to be semi-flexible as it relates to the practice of law, because I absolutely want to get to this book.
She's going to write a book, you guys.
She looks cross-eyed in those glasses. What is that? It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Jasmine?
She is going to write a book. And so she's engaging with these law firms, but then also saying, I'm going to need some flexibility because I am an influencer.
She's going to write a book. You know there's going to be a ghostwriter for that. Come on.
Oh, yeah. She's not going to write it. But
she's
I mean,
not going to actually write that book. We all know that.
And like, if she does, is it going to be in her professional tone, or is it going to be code switched so that it's super ghetto? Because you never know what you're going to get.
Probably code switched. And it'll be some sort of like empowerment book, you know, like, you go girl, fight the power.
I think she'll just play victim about everything.
You think?
Yeah.
It's gonna, I'm not gonna read it. Yeah. So I'm not buying it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is where I'm about to be a huge hypocrite, because I know that we say all the time, listen, you have to get out and vote, and you have got to not sit it out. You know, no matter what, you've got to vote for Republicans because the alternative is unthinkable. But I'm about to show you a whole bunch of Republicans who are themselves unthinkable. And I don't know how to square the circle, even in my own head, you guys. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, for example, in my own state, which we'll get to in just a second. But first, let's talk about Georgia real quick, because Tiffany Haynard, that horrible Illinois mayor that was all kinds of corrupt, she has now, and she was a Democrat, she is now running for the Fulton County Commissioner, or a Fulton County Commissioner seat in Georgia as a Republican. And so if for some reason she makes it through the primaries and she is the GOP candidate, I don't know what I would do if I were in Georgia in Fulton County and I was having to vote, because this is not somebody ever who should be in elected office.
Yeah.
It was, oh gosh, what's her name? Katie from Fox. Who's the interviewer? Katie. Oh my gosh, why am I spacing on her name?
I don't remember the last name, but
Katie is interviewing her.
Katie. sweet Katie.
Sweet, I love her. I just can't remember her name right now because of menopause. But here is Katie talking to Tiffany Haynard about, like, why should Georgia voters trust you when you were like a Democrat 45 seconds ago?
Pavlich.
Yes.
Thank you, CC.
Katie Pavlich.
Yeah, and I should have known too, but I didn't really care enough. Sorry.
You know, she cared. She just had menopause with me. Like she,
right. Sometimes we
was
do
like
this.
sympathy menopause.
Together we have menopause. Mm-hmm. it's by menopause is what it is.
Anyway, if you're a Republican in Georgia, in Fulton County, I give you permission to not vote for this idiot.
Let's take a look at your new political adventure in Georgia. You had many accusations of corruption when you were the mayor in this little town in Illinois. There was accusations of spending millions and millions of dollars in a deficit. There were questions about taxpayer spending in Las Vegas, first-class tickets. You're once deemed the worst mayor in America. You used to be a Democrat. Why should Georgia voters trust you to run as a Republican genuinely, but also that you've changed your ways?
Well, first, I want to speak to the fact of why I'm running as Republican. My values no longer align with the Democrat values. And I'm all about faith. I'm all about God. I'm all about making sure you walk the tightrope as it relates to where you're going. And they will do anything, when I say anything to win an election. And I can't stand by that. I can't stand by the things that I've seen within the party. So I am okay with my change. And like I said, change is difficult. Change is needed, though, in our communities. And I'm okay with aligning with the Republican Party because you guys represent what I represent, which is faith, family, future, growth, economic, policy. That's so key to me. I care about those things. And yet the other people tearing us apart. TSA, for instance, why would they gridlock the government? I am really, really big on stop they payment. Don't pay them until they pay the people.
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, and listen.
Oh my God.
The problem is, Mock, is that there's going to be a lot of people who just see an R after her name and they're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to vote. I'm going to this. And she knows that. She knows it. I know
we
she's
have to hope that she doesn't get through to the general. But like, if she did, I couldn't vote for her.
No.
And that goes against everything that I usually say about voting.
You have to vote
at all.
Like,
you know
vote
what I mean?
Straight Republican. But she knows this. Like, she is an absolute grifter. She's doing this on purpose, with purpose. She knows that there are people. Oh, God, what are we doing, GOP? What are we doing?
It's bad, you guys. It's real bad. And we've got other examples, which we're going to tell you about, namely in my home state. But first, we want to remind you about how yummy and delicious the meat is from Backyard Butchers.
So good.
So good. We had steaks last night, and Every time. It's like you never have to think, is this going to be a good batch? It's
Always
always
good.
a good batch.
I know. I just got my shipment last night, my subscription box last night. And we started out 2026 with them, the new meat sponsor, because we wanted Maha meat from Real Conservatives, and we got that. And Backyard Butchers, they're so good. Get the meat is like, it's just so good, you guys. You have to try it. They're a Texas company owned by grassroots Texan ranchers. I think they're in Tyler, up in Tyler. I say up, they're up to me. No added growth hormones. I get the steakhouse box. What do you get? Is that what you get?
Same one. Mm-hmm.
You get the steakhouse
box?
I
love that
because
one.
they have sirloins and fillets, and then there's some T-bones in there. So good, you guys. So if you're into like chicken or burgers, different cuts of beef, they have different boxes for that too. You should, or if you want like a steer in a year, you can do that as well. Like it's great for folks who have large families, or if several families or friends are living within a short distance of one another, you can share a subscription. It's really great. But this is real American ranch beef. It's cattle born, raised, and processed on the same Texas ranch right there in Tyler. So it's really, really great. And it's 98% grass-fed, zero hormones, no antibiotics, no preservatives. It's the way our grandparents ate beef. It's so, so good. So visit backyardbutchers.com/chicks right now, code chicks. It auto applies for up to 30% off your first order. You can get 2 free 10-ounce ribeyes and free shipping when you subscribe. It's so good. I promise you, you're going to love it. And it's so nice. Like every month it just comes to our door, and I just put it in the freezer, and
you're locked in
when I need it.
At the
right,
whatever you locked in at those prices, that's where you stay.
Exactly.
Even when beef prices,
when they're climbing, right, you will lock in at those. So backyardbutchers.com/chicks.
Somebody was asking about a former sponsor, asking if they're not good anymore. And it has nothing to do with that. This has everything to do with aligning with sponsors who align with our values.
Right.
And so if both of those things are true at the same time, that they are like unbelievably delicious and they're completely aligned with our values, that's a huge win.
Yeah.
Huge win.
Really important to us, you guys.
Yeah. All right. So back to this whole like voting for GOP and like the election crisis that I find myself in my own state. So obviously I am not a fan. Nobody in this audience probably is a fan. I don't think anybody would say that, of Lindsey Graham, who of course is running for his Senate seat again. And there's a guy running against him. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to look and see, who's going to primary Lindsey Graham. And it's this guy named Mark Lynch, who tweeted, "We need more Marjorie Taylor Greenes, Matt Gaetzes, and Thomas Massey's. Zero question about it." So I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? You know what I mean? Because say what you will about Lindsey Graham, and we have. I mean, the guy is bloodthirsty. Like he salivates over war in a weird way. Like it's not normal. However, he is a solid Republican vote, like most of the time.
I know exactly who I'd vote for. Zero question. I'm not going to vote for some guy who's like, I love Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey and Matt Gaetz. Yeah. F to the no. F to the no.
That we have such awful choices.
Right. It does suck, but I mean, I'll push the button for Lindsey Graham. Yeah. I mean, because you're right. He's going to vote Republican. That's what he's going to do. I mean, this is the thing. These other jackholes don't do that. They vote with the Democrats. So why would I vote for somebody who aligns with Democrats? Lindsey may be bloodthirsty. He's got his problems. The dude goes to Disney by himself and gets princess stuff. All right. Whatever. It's neither here nor there when we're talking about voting with Republicans. I need somebody that's going to vote with Republicans. You're right. Our choices suck. They suck, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, so I feel for people that genuinely hate everyone that's on their ballot. I totally get it.
Yeah,
I really do. And then of course we have a similar problem down in Florida. We've got Byron Donalds, although the lieutenant governor, and I forget his name now in Florida, he seems like the only normal Republican that's running, and I hope he does well. But Talarico, no, I'm thinking of Fishback. Fishback is the Florida guy. Talarico's your guy. That's the Texas guy.
Talarico's the whack job here in Texas.
Yeah. And so I was just looking at fundraising numbers. Talarico raised $27 million in this first quarter.
Yeah,
that is freaking crazy. And then it's coming from all corners of the United States.
Everywhere.
This isn't Texas money.
They're like, he's the new Beto. Only, his background, listen, he's batshit crazy like Beto, but Beto had like a criminal record. So this guy's like, well, I mean, he doesn't have a criminal record. He's just completely batshit crazy. So,
I mean, that is.
And he's crazy. But
it's a worry.
It's a total worry. This guy's a worry because he is very,
and he's super clean cut looking. And he looks like he's this good, like a total goody two shoes guy.
Sweet boy he is. No, he's a commie.
He's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
He is a total wolf.
Yeah. Anyway, the midterms are freaking me out in a big way for all kinds of reasons. And then meanwhile, back to Republicans. So here's an example. And I know there's like a zillion people running for California governor. I know this.
I know.
But please add Randeep Dhillon to the pile of people running. He is a Republican, you guys. This is one of our choices.
You said Randeep.
Yes, Randeep.
Higher expense, no security, no safety.
Right.
No literacy.
Oh, literacy.
My plan, Marka plan, make affordable California again, will recognize children who maintain GPA level 3.87, 3.93, will support first buying car upon graduation from high school, will credit $505 plus first year, no registration fee. Let's support our children. Let's our schooling system. Thank you.
You guys, we're being punked at this point. That's what's happening, right? He's like literacy, but he hasn't learned English yet. What?
What is happening? I thought that was a joke, and it's not.
It's not a joke. We're being. It's not Spencer. It is not, in fact, Spencer. It's not. Thank you. Come again. It's not. It's not. He's going to be delighted to think and to know that you thought it was him, though. He's going to be so delighted by that. He's watching right now going, it's not me. It's not. I'm way cuter.
And he is way cuter.
He is way cuter.
I'll vouch for Spencer.
Absolutely. He's way cuter than that guy. I think he said he wanted to make affordable California again.
Because of the literacy.
Make affordable California again, you guys. That's a tagline in his campaign. You can't make this shit up. You can't. Okay. Here we are.
And this is why when you see stuff like this from Polymarket that's saying the Democrats are soaring in the 2028 presidential election odds, 61% chance now that they will win. This is also true, although it's a lesser percentage, but now Democrats just took the lead in the Senate, which should be a total lock for Republicans. And now it's looking like they have a small advantage at this point, which means they could sweep. And that is a horrifying thought. Yeah. I think we can all agree.
It's just so classic GOP, though. It's like everything is right there and it's perfect for the GOP. And like, it's all right for us to do all these wonderful things. And then we're like, let's step on our own junk.
How can we try to F this up?
Let's F it up in every way possible. Woo! GOP. It's like, you can't.
Why do we do this?
Because this is who we are as a party. It's, oh my
God. Hey, tomorrow, this is going to be after the show, but rumor has it that SCOTUS is going to be releasing opinions tomorrow at 10 a.m. So that should be very interesting.
That's what we say. We always say we're going to be releasing opinions at 8 o'clock in the morning, you guys. It's on April 16th, 2026. Mock and Daisy are going to be releasing opinions.
We'll be releasing opinions. We do it every day. But SCOTUS, when they do it, it's kind of a big deal.
I am the Honorable Daisy. I do release opinions. I'm just saying.
I do feel like this is more impactful than even our show, if you can imagine.
It probably is just a little bit more impactful, probably.
That is happening. Also, this is crazy. So because Democrats just only want to get people in trouble, this is all they do. Yeah. Elizabeth Warren is now accusing Amazon of committing, quote, bribery in plain sight over the Melania documentary. So she's saying the American people deserve assurance that powerful corporations are not using their financial resources to gain political influence. She thinks somehow now Melania and Donald Trump are giving Amazon favors because they hosted her movie. But Amazon is like, we disagree with any suggestion that Amazon's decision to license this film and accompanying series was improper. We regularly release documentaries that offer unique perspectives on cultural and historical figures across the political spectrum. What the hell? Like, why is this even a
Elizabeth
thing?
Warren is like, she is a scourge on humanity. You know,
she really is.
She is. She's just that chick that just wants to constantly get anybody who has joy. She's like, you can't have that. I'm going to get you in trouble for it. She's just an awful human being. She's just jealous, bitter bitch is what she is.
Maybe she is suffering from poor gut health and should take cowboy colostrum. This would help.
You know what it would? I think she's backed up. You know, she's backed up.
Back it up.
Back it up, Liz. Everything starts in the gut, you guys. And once your gut is right, everything is right. Liz.
Yeah. It's
you
good stuff.
You can get a healthier gut, glowing skin, stronger hair, more energy. Just add colostrum. It's so, and this stuff is so good. You know, I'm going to talk about immunoglobulins now, you guys. This has them. It does. It's true first day colostrum because they only collect the surplus after the sweet baby calves have had everything they want. And then they're like, okay, now we're going to use that. It's high protein. It's full fat. It has all the maximum nutrients and it supports everything. The gut health is the most important. It really is. As you get older, this matters. Okay. Really great benefits from this stuff. And it's easy to drink. It tastes like, I just stock up on the chocolate, but I mean, they have other flavors. They have matcha, strawberry, vanilla. All of those are fantastic. They're really, really good. But chocolate, you had me at chocolate and it tastes like Nestle Quick. So it's really easy to just have every single morning and it's really good. Or at night before you go to bed, if you want something sweet, little Nestle Quick action is what it tastes like. So, so good. So for a limited time, you can get 25% off your entire order. Just go to cowboycolostrum.com/chicks. Use code chicks. 25% off, you guys. Try it. You will love it. It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. Okay, so speaking of Democrats that are always just wanting to cause trouble and like sue everybody and do all the things and accuse Republicans of everything. So now I forget where this chick is from. Is it like Arizona maybe? And she is Yasamin Ansari, Congresswoman Yasamin Ansari. She is now trying to impeach Pete Hegseth because of this whole Iranian conflict, saying that he violated his oath, endangered U.S. service members, and committed war crimes, including attacks on civilians and a girls' school in Manab, Iran. Only Congress can declare war. His actions demand immediate removal. This is all they do.
This is all they do. It's just all they do is want to impeach and imprison. This is all they do. They're just awful, vindictive, horrible people. They don't want to do anything for the American tax-paying citizen. This is all they want to do. They're just vindictive and vengeful. And
it's just exhausting.
Right? I'm exhausted by it too. Are you guys not exhausted by this? I'm exhausted.
I mean, I'm just sick and tired of it, you guys. It's just, that's if they take the House, that's going to be the only first thing that they work on is just impeaching Trump again. I mean,
raising taxes.
Yeah. And probably opening the border.
Totally. I know. She's not okay. You guys, she's not okay.
Not okay today.
You got to watch your blood pressure. Watch it.
I know. But then Trump comes in and he trolls, and then I get happy again. So of course we talked about a lot, the whole meme or whatever you want to call it, the picture of him appearing to be holy. We talked about that earlier in the week, and he's not done trolling. I mean, he obviously knows. He took that picture down. He explained. He thought he was looking like a doctor in it. Whatever. He continues to troll. This is what he posted, or he reposted yesterday. There was an account that posted this picture of like Jesus holding Donald Trump and said, "I was never a very religious man, but doesn't it seem with all these satanic, demonic, child sacrificing monsters being exposed that God might be playing his Trump card?" And Trump retweeted it saying, "The radical left lunatics might not like this, but I think it's quite nice."
I think it's nice too. I think it is. I think it's interesting how all these freaking weirdo, agnostic, atheist people all of a sudden care about Jesus.
Yeah.
They care about
It's
offending
wild.
Jesus. It's like, you didn't even like him 5 minutes ago. And now all of a sudden you care about him because Trump has something to do with it. Like, it's just, shut up. Just shut up. I cannot.
Apparently too, Dr. Oz, I can't remember who he was talking to recently, but he told the story about how one of Trump's favorite beverages is either like a grape or an orange Fanta. Like it's one of those super sugary, awful for you drinks.
So good though. Every once in a while.
I mean, in moderation.
Have you ever had one of those? Because you didn't have any of that stuff growing up. Your parents were so
I know
healthy.
I have. I know I've had one, and it's like the kind of sweet that makes your teeth hurt.
Oh my
like
gosh.
It's that kind of sweet.
Grape Fanta in the 80s. There was nothing like it. Like that was the pinnacle of my childhood in the 80s. Grape Fanta. Are you kidding?
So
good.
apparently, when Trump would drink it, he would pour it out on the grass and it would kill the grass. And so he joked, and Dr. Oz was telling this joke. He joked that if it kills grass, then it probably also kills cancer cells. So for him, it was like a preventative drink.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So naturally, because when Trump makes orange Fanta, somebody's saying it was orange. Naturally, when Trump makes a joke like that, reporters freak out and take him at his word and think he's being completely serious and like asking everybody to drink bleach. This is what happens, right? And so this was presented as, you know, we're checking on this. We're reporters and we need to ask this question at Caroline's presser yesterday. And she was just like, please.
His own diet. He said that he argued that diet soda is good for him because it kills grass. And if you pour it onto the grass, the grass is killed and it therefore must kill cancer cells. I'm wondering if you can, was this sort of an accurate description of how the president
As we all know in this room, I think you know the president has a very good sense of humor. It's one of his most underreported characteristics, I would say. I have heard him tell this joke before. I think the Wall Street Journal should get a better sense of humor.
And then another
Perfect answer.
Take the giant plug out of your ass, lady.
I mean, seriously?
Gosh,
Are we seriously doing this?
Yeah, we're doing it right there in the press room. Do you not have anything better to ask? She sounds like a moron.
I know.
I mean,
it's utterly
seriously.
ridiculous.
She went to work that day and she's like, I'm going to ask the Fanta question.
Right.
Good on you. What a loser.
Speaking of the Trumps, there was a wedding shower that took place because Bettina, I don't know what her last name is, but the chick in the middle, Bettina is marrying Don Jr., and I guess that's happening relatively soon. So here is a photo of a bunch of the Trump women together, including Arabella, Ivanka's daughter, on the far left. And then, of course, Lara, Bettina in the middle, Tiffany, and Ivanka. This was at her bridal shower. And I know Erika Kirk was there as well.
Every single dress is perfection. They all look gorgeous. Seriously,
ridiculous.
Just stop it. Stop being so gorgeous. They're so.
Quit making us look bad.
And they are just perfection. All of them are gorgeous.
I know. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Super annoying. Okay, moving on. We need to get back to some Swalwell and Ruben Gallego news really, really quick. Apparently, now this is according to George Santos, who is a world famous liar. We all know this. I don't know if this is true. Again, it's coming from George Santos, so you can't be too sure. But here is what he tweeted the other day saying, breaking, a former staffer of Ruben Gallego has claimed that he terminated her after he made a sexual advance on her and she rejected him and complained to the chief of staff. She tells me that she's going public with it in great detail. Stay tuned. So we'll see if that happens, but it is interesting nonetheless.
Yeah. I just think a lot of people are probably having like Carrie Lake regret.
They should, honestly.
You know, they're looking at this guy going, we probably should have voted differently. Because maybe
not liked her, but like.
Right. I mean, there'd be stuff getting done other than this guy being looked at for being a complete skeeve with his best friend, Eric. You know, I mean, because he seems like a real skeeve.
He seems pretty skeevy. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you know, George is connected. So, and if he is in direct contact with this girl and she's told him that, then, you know, we'll see.
And
we will see.
Listen, that's happened throughout history. How many times has that happened throughout history where, and where women have never reported that, where a guy makes an advance at a woman and she's like, you're gross. No. And that woman gets fired for some other weird reason. I mean, come on. It happens all the time.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, I just thought this was interesting timing that now Ruben Gallego is hiring a press secretary. So if you're interested, Arizonans, there's a job opening.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
I hope it's a really ugly gay man. Not because, I mean, God help you if you're a woman and you want that job.
Oh my God.
And you're attractive.
The worst job ever.
It'd be awful. Yeah.
Sunny Hostin, this was the other day. This wasn't yesterday. I think it might have been the day before. And they were talking about the whole Swalwell thing and you know, who's running for governor and how this is going to shape up the governor's race in California. And Sunny Hostin, who is such a ridiculous retard, she actually suggested that Kamala, don't worry your pretty little head about running for president. You need to swoop in and run for governor, even though she should know it's not possible. Kamala, it's too late for Kamala to add her name into this battle. Like, she's missed deadlines. Like, it's not going to happen. But here's Sunny in all of her wisdom suggesting it anyway.
I'd like to see Kamala Harris maybe put her hat back in the ring for governor of Congress, governor of California. I know that she's talked about being president. I don't know if that's the right position for her.
I don't know if that's the right position for her.
Yeah,
I believe she should run for governor.
God,
God.
seriously, I know. She's just insufferable. Thanks for that astute observation, Sunny.
And besides, now apparently the Democrats are going to put their full weight behind Tom Steyer, the billionaire. And it's weird because Democrats are always like, I hate the rich.
Well,
I mean, billionaires are bad.
They have selective outrage towards billionaires.
Very selective.
Some billionaires are okay.
And I guess this is one of them.
Yeah.
Tom Steyer, who has made it very, very clear that he intends to get rid of ICE completely, abolish them totally. Elon Musk retweeted an article that he had written about that. And it's so weird because then if you look at this, according to Bill Maloogian, Steyer's own hedge fund previously invested almost $90 million in a private company that operates ICE detention facilities. And so now he's like, that's criminal enterprise and I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to prosecute them. I'm going to abolish them. Meanwhile, let me invest all my money into them because I know I'll make even more.
He probably
These people are gross.
I know, they're absolutely gross.
Oh my gosh.
Where this is the worst.
And then I know you mentioned this earlier in the week about how, even though Swalwell removed himself from the governor's race, even though he's resigned from Congress, we're still going to be paying for him. And I have verified what his benefits actually are.
I cannot wait to hear this.
So he qualifies for a taxpayer-funded pension of $22,000 a year starting at 62, plus lifetime health benefits, a congressional gym membership, because you get to keep those perks even after resignation for 5 years. The gym membership, anyway. The rest of it, like, you just get that forever.
Yeah.
Listen,
it's absolutely insane. I know that some people were excited because people were getting more tax refunds this year. Some people, I didn't, but some people got tax refunds this year. And that's neat. But I gotta tell you, I don't get jazzed about it because that's my money. That's your money. So when the government is like, here's a refund, I'm like, thanks, that's my money that you stole from me. So I'm supposed to be happy that you're giving it back to me? F you. That's how I feel about it. I know it sounds a little harsh, but I'm a little harsh when it comes to this.
When it's taxes, Daisy's going to rage.
I'm going to rage about this. It's not a gift. It's my money that you stole from me. And you're giving to people like Eric Swalwell. He needs to be an example. They need to take him and be like, you know what? This guy is a complete skeeve. And once he goes through all the judicial processes that he needs to go through, and they find that he did in fact do all these things to these women, which I'm convinced probably did happen. That's just my opinion. Your mileage may vary. Then they need to take his pension away from him. We shouldn't be paying this asshole. Honestly, that's how I feel about it.
Well, you're not the only one because Josh Hawley is actually introducing legislation about this.
Good.
He said that Nancy Pelosi absolutely knew all about Eric Swalwell. And of course, we know that's true. And she was briefed back in 2020 and she kept the intel, this is according to Josh Hawley, as blackmail. And now Holly, in response, is filing a bill that would block Swalwell from getting his pension if, in fact, he is convicted. And so this is absolutely the right move, and it'll probably not pass, but I hope it does. I mean, you would think that Congress people would agree that if they are convicted of a crime, they should not be eligible for their benefits. But then again, they're always going to vote in favor of their own interests.
Of course they are. Which is insane. They're always going to vote for raises and benefits and all that kind of stuff. Anything that benefits them. These people forget they work for us. They do forget that. They so forget it. They think they are above it, which is why he got so headstrong and he thinks he's better than everybody else. He can get away with all this crap. This is why all these guys think they can get away with all, and women think they can get away with all this crap, because they do. And it's like, it's about time that we remind them who they work for.
And speaking of Bennies, Benny Johnson is about to be possibly maybe exposed in some way by Ashley St. Clair. So the reason that the title of the show includes the phrase influencer wars rage on, it's because influencers all over are continuously getting into battles with one another to the point where it's completely exhausting, but also rather entertaining. And so apparently Benny on his show had been making suggestions that Ashley St. Clair's kids should be taken away because she's like trying to trans them or something. I don't know the full context, but she got wind of the fact that he was talking about her on his show, and she's spilling a lot of tea about a lot of stuff lately. She's, of course, she used to be a Republican influencer, and now she's like, Republicans suck, basically because Elon screwed her over.
Impregnated her. And then didn't give her nearly enough money or a big enough apartment in Manhattan. Must suck for her.
I mean, she's sort of fallen from grace in many ways, but now she's trying to like claw her way back to fame by doing all of these ridiculous TikToks where she does, watch me put on my makeup while I spill tea about Republican influencing. So here is the video that she released yesterday, and she mad. She big mad, you guys, at Benny Johnson.
This is a message for Benny Johnson. Since I came forward about my experience with that predator, Madison Cawthorn, I had mentioned in my video that Benny Johnson, I had disclosed to him that I had experienced this behavior with Madison Cawthorn, and that Benny has continued to platform this awful human being.
Let me pause right there just to give you the context in case you don't have it on Madison Cawthorn. She did release another video earlier in the week where she said, and Madison's that guy that used to be in Congress in the wheelchair, real good looking. Okay. So, and then he was accused of all kinds of shady, sketchy. And he left. And then she's saying, she alleged in her video about Madison Cawthorn that he was just as guilty of the skeevy behavior as some of the people, because now he's like, this is happening all over. I warned everybody about Swalwell and all the other people and how sketch everybody is. She's saying that he is just as sketch because she has this experience riding in a car with him where I guess once he's in a car, he told her before the car started moving, hey, FYI, I don't have control, like physical control of like my midsection or whatever. And I'm just warning you that when the car makes turns, like I may lean into you or whatever. So he apparently told her that. And then when the car was moving, when he didn't have control, he also somehow didn't have control of his hands, which then ended up way up high on her thighs. And so she's saying because of that, like she's basically, that was super sketchy. And that's the behavior that she complained about. That's the context for what you're about to hear in the rest of this video.
However, I'm not a consumer of Benny Johnson content because I value my IQ and I'm not one of his cerebral speed bump boomer followers. Unfortunately, I've watched his content in the last 24 hours because it's been sent to me. And before yesterday, I was unaware of the content that Benny Johnson had been putting out about me on his show, including about my family and my children, and that I should lose my child, that I am not a sane parent, that I am a narcissist, making up lies about my finances and my family situation. So, Benny, I have been sitting on the receipts of you for far too long. You and your sociopathic behavior and the way you operate your businesses and your grift. So you want to go, Benny? You want to talk about my children and make this personal? Let's go. because I have been sitting on this for far too long. And guess what? A lot of people have been sitting on things about you for far too long. And I will remind you that if you live in a glass house, stop throwing stones for your little Facebook dollars. TTFN, you're next.
Ooh, damn. So I don't know what she's going to do. I know that rumors about Benny swirl all the time about how he's like closet gay and he's like had all kinds of sex with men, whatever.
Right.
And I think now he's got like 4 kids. I don't follow his personal
I don't either.
life at all. So I don't know about any of that, but I know that there have been rumors and it sounds like there's going to be some receipts coming out. But for her to be outraged at the fact that he called her a narcissist, I don't know. I mean, this is the content she puts out.
Back and my ass got bigger.
I turn on the music just to avoid a copyright strike, but this is the content that she is famous for now on TikTok. Lip syncing and whatever that is. So
I have
good job, Ashley.
I have no tolerance for this crap. I just don't.
I mean, she's like a 30-year-old mom now.
Right. Like, of two different men.
Tone that down. You know what I mean? Like that's
maybe just take the money that Elon and this other dude are giving you and just go live your life.
Yeah.
Why do you have to do that at all? Like,
well, she needs a lot of attention.
This is the thing. Listen, I don't know if she's a narcissist or not. I don't really know much about this chick, but just go be a parent. Go.
Anyway, moving on to more influencer wars. We talked a lot about the whole TPUSA, the threat against Erika that forced her to not be able to attend the UGA TPUSA event. And we mentioned yesterday that there were a lot of photos and videos going around about the event not being very well attended. And I speculated yesterday, maybe it's because people are getting kind of tired of JD Vance and like his wishy-washy stance on some things. And now we have an attendee who has released a video saying that's not what happened. Here is the real deal on the attendance and on all kinds of other stuff related to that event. This was directed at Candace Owens.
Candace Owens refuses to seek psychological evaluation for her very weird, kind of scary obsession with Erika Kirk and Turning Point. Let's expel some of the latest rumors about the UGA event that I was actually at. Candace, of course, was not. First and foremost, there's some missing context here. Candace is trying to frame this as Turning Point could not sell enough tickets. Turning Point wasn't selling tickets. This was a completely free event, and where else would an organization be giving out connections to the Vice President of the United States entirely for free because they care about the youth being involved in politics? I just think that Candace trying to detract from that is disgusting to begin with. Moving on from there, another thing that of course Candace did not include or know about is that not the entire arena was available for the public to sit in. There were only specific areas that were being handed out, and that was done for security purposes as this event was heavily threatened. There were protesters all over, including one who was able to get inside. There was also one who was able to get inside back in DC, and I could tell you as somebody who was also at that one, the pure look of horror on Erika's face when a random man stood up and started screaming belligerently. Nobody knew who this man was. Nobody knew what he was doing. Nobody knew if he was dangerous. It was absolutely terrible, and that happened again at UGA, so this was a major problem. So when you are seeing photos of parts of an empty arena, that was done on purpose in order to have crowd control. In fact, I personally know people that had wanted to attend the event that got told no because it was already too full for the areas we were allowed to be sitting in. Of course, Candace doesn't know that, or maybe she does, and she's still lying to try to distort it. The next part of this is people going after Erika for saying that she was too afraid to show up because she was being so heavily threatened. I want people to understand how severe of PTSD this woman has. She watched her husband publicly get executed, so no, it's not going to be the same feelings for her versus somebody like JD Vance. And I also think that it's very funny and hypocritical of Candace Owens to be saying this. When asked why she didn't go to Charlie Kirk's memorial, she said that she was fearful for her life. Trump was there, JD Vance was there, Trump's entire administration was there, but Candace was too afraid to go. But now when Erika says she's too scared to show up somewhere, now that's a problem.
Yeah, well, she's a giant raging hypocrite is what she is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just hypocrisy is everywhere with her. It's kind of like the merch she sells on her site. Like she has the merch that says "Go make your husband a sandwich" or "Make your husband a sandwich." Has she ever made her husband a sandwich ever? Like the answer is no. I mean,
they have people for that, I'm sure.
She has a whole staff making sandwiches for everybody. I don't think she's ever made a sandwich for herself.
It's interesting, the whole crowd thing. So, I hear what that gal is saying, and that's likely the case. And then Andrew Colvett, also on the Charlie Kirk show yesterday, said that they've had this continuous problem of liberal groups swarming their ticket reservation system, and they're figuring out ways to avoid that. But essentially what they do is they go and they try to buy up as many seats as possible, and then they just don't go. That's their way of protesting, to try to make it look like they don't actually have good attendance. And so all kinds of things can be true at once. But I thought that was a really interesting explanation for what was going on with some of the photos.
Yeah.
And it's true that every TPUSA event right now is being targeted. It is absolutely crazy. There's one coming up at Baylor. They're now saying that TPUSA Baylor has been restricted to only 800 seats instead of the 2,200, because they're also working diligently to pull off a simultaneous LGBTQ event on the same day, and are encouraging protests. So this is exactly like this person says. It's all coordinated, and it is meant to threaten and silence opposing views. That's all that this is about.
Baylor's 15 minutes from my house. And I will say that Baylor is a Christian university. So when I see that, I'm kind of like, what are you doing, Baylor? Come on. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like if anything, Christian university should be the one they should be embracing TPUSA. They should be wanting more TPUSA events on their campuses. And it pains me. It makes me so sad when they don't.
I know. It sucks. It absolutely sucks.
It does.
I don't see this getting better. I see this only getting worse and worse and worse, because Candace is not stopping. Dan Bongino on his show yesterday also called this out. He was angry. We were angry. Everybody should be angry, because it's not okay what's happening. Here's Dan.
If there was a definition of pure unadulterated evil and demonic-like behavior, I'm sorry, but this is it. Doxing this woman's travel. I mean, at what point, how have we, as evaporation of trust evaporated so much that this is considered acceptable amongst a small cadre of lunatics, that a woman who saw her husband, with children, by the way, who saw her husband brutally murdered on television by an assassin's bullet, is now the target of her own threats by people claiming to be on, quote, like our side? This is not our side. I don't want any part of any freaking club like that. You understand? I want nothing to do with it. Count me out. Not interested. No matter what. I'd rather talk to one person on this live stream right now than sit here and say I'm a part of this bullshit.
I love that.
Thankfully, we have 12 minutes in, 42.7 thousand. Filled up a stadium there. Folks, we see this violence everywhere. And this is an uncomfortable conversation to have, because you can never see violence and threats to Erika Kirk or anyone else as the pressure valve, because the only logical conclusion to all of that is anarchy. Is it not? If we cannot openly talk to each other and debate these things, and this is not some effort to like virtue signal or we should just talk. That's not me. I'm a realist. I understand sometimes, especially when it comes to nation states versus each other, talk time runs out. It happens all the time. You're seeing it right now in Iran. But when we're on this individual basis debating people with ideas, and your first response is to punch someone in the freaking, or kick them in the balls, or punch them in the face, that only goes to one spot. Sooner or later, somebody tougher than you is going to come along and beat the shit out of you too.
That's right.
This is not the animal kingdom.
He's so right.
I know.
He's absolutely right. There always will be somebody who's stronger than you and will kick the shit out of you. So
I just hate where we are. You know what I mean?
I know. It's
place.
It is interesting that you say that, because yesterday I shared on our Instagram page a throwback picture of us from 17 years ago yesterday, of us at the Tea Party rally. You and I started out, our site, and we were involved in the Tea Party movement, which that's fizzled, right? And like Andrew Breitbart was such an inspiration for us. I mean, I just feel like conservatism, the movement has changed. There are so many grifters, and I want to be popular people in this in this movement. They come in, and it's not like it used to be. There are a lot of us old timers that are still here doing what we do. We've been doing this for 17 years. And then there are these, listen, I know I sound like I'm shaking my rake. I know. These young whippersnappers, but a lot of these people come in and they do it for the money. They do it for they want to be famous and they want the money, and it shows.
Yeah,
it really shows.
It's funny that you bring that up, because there's been this trend on Twitter over the last week or so, because they've changed some algorithms. They noticed that like people were just repurposing content and making a fortune on Twitter of content that's not even original. So they've been trying, I know the folks at X have been trying to like sort out how to make the whole creator fund work better for people. Listen, we make a little bit of money from Twitter. Like we probably make enough to buy each other a cup of coffee a couple times a month. That's literally it. Like we do not get our income from Twitter by any stretch, but enough people do that they stop caring about what they're saying. It's not even about what they think or what they feel or opinion or commentary. It's just, how do I get clicks and views and engagement on this piece of content? If that is your goal, that sucks. And it takes away from the movement.
Yeah. It's a drug. It's like, it's a drug for these people.
Money corrupts.
Money. We've seen it happen time and time again. We've seen people who were essentially good people get into politics, and it corrupted them, and they become terrible people. But then when this industry, you know, I think you and I are just we've always been sort of on the periphery, you know what I mean? Like we're just sort of outside looking in, and we're not super popular, but you're right. There is a lot of engagement farming. There's a lot of people though, where it's just social media and like all these different platforms have taken it to a level where some of it's just gross. I just look at it and I'm like, I don't want to be associated with those people. I don't. And and even sometimes with our team, they'll be like, you got to get out on this platform because these people are doing this too. And it's like, I don't want to be those people. I don't want to. So it's a weird dichotomy, you guys. It's weird.
And it's super interesting to watch the people who are complaining about the algorithm changes.
Right.
Because really, if you're a legitimate, normal person who just wants to share ideas and opinions, that should be the least of your worries. You know what I mean? But the fact that you're like, this is how I make my living, and I'm worried about this algorithm change, check yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe find something more productive to do.
Right.
Because this is not it. Like if you're just farming for clicks, that's gross. I'm sorry, but that's gross.
Oh, it's disgusting. Yeah.
I saw someone in the chat asking, why is Mock always ripping on JD? Listen, I like JD a lot. But I do worry about the fact that he's wishy-washy, and he is going to have issues with his relationship with Tucker, with his inability to call out things strongly when it comes to Israel support, etc. And the Candy Catholics, for example, are going to be one group of ostensibly right-wing voters, a block of voters who will want nothing to do with him for different reasons. So it's super interesting. I saw this from Carrie Prejean. I think she's mad maybe about what JD said about the Pope, because he defended Donald Trump, saying, maybe the Pope should kind of stay in his own lane, whatever. So now there's like this group of Candy Catholics who's like, I'm a never Vancer. So Vance has all kinds of issues because he keeps riding the fence and not just being straight out.
And he's got
his vies.
He's got Tucker's son working for him.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem, you guys. It's a problem. There are a million other people that could be working for him. Why does he have Tucker's son working? Tucker hates this administration. I mean, Tucker still yesterday, still obsessing over what Trump said on Easter. Because we can't offend Islam. I mean, we could never offend Islam, you guys. Really? I'll do that as long as I want to do it. It's a free freaking country, dude. Sorry you're stimping for like Islam. The fact that he is so obsessed with that is a problem. And his son, listen, I know you shouldn't have to pay for the sins of your father, your mother, whatever, but there still is that connection. And it's weird to me. It's weird.
It's problematic. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
And there was the comment that he made at the TPUSA event the other night, you know, saying like, here's podcasts you should listen to, and then included Theo Von. So Theo Von has gone completely off the rails, absolutely off the rails.
Also hates this administration right now.
Yes. And so the mistake that JD is making is thinking that all the people that helped Trump get elected are just going to fall in line behind his candidacy.
Totally.
And as Ben Shapiro said yesterday, Ben was on fire in so many different ways. Ben called JD Vance out on this as well, specifically on the Theo Von recommendation. Here is Ben.
And Theo Von is basically just a Bernie Sanders leftist who does not like the censorious impulses of the left and engages in all the same conspiracy theories and, of course, is good friends with Candace Owens and all of the rest of it. And that's the guy that the vice president thinks that everybody should listen to. Now, listen, maybe the vice president thinks he has to kiss Theo Von's half-retarded ass in order to keep him in the coalition. And that's his political calculation. I think it's a bad political calculation. There's no politician who is fully capable of just picking up a prior president's coalition and then just carrying it forward. It didn't work for Hillary Clinton with Barack Obama. It's not going to work for J.D. Vance with Donald Trump. Just because Theo Von and Joe Rogan back Trump doesn't mean that they're going to get behind Donald Trump. They're going to get behind J.D. Vance.
Right.
The reality is that the vice president's current coalitional strategy, I think, is deeply flawed. It is hard for me to see how he doesn't shrink President Trump's coalition across the board. But that's a political calculation. Maybe his is better than mine. It is certainly not a moral calculation.
Yeah, I agree. Like they are dissing the crap out of this administration. So I just think it was that was a wrong calculation on his part. He's like,
or, you know, maybe he just like remembers his time and enjoyed being on Theo's podcast and has not paid a lick of attention to how much it's changed since.
Could be possible, but he really should. And if he doesn't, he should ask his people. Maybe not Tucker's son, but he should ask his other people, you know, what's going on in some of these podcasts, or let me be prepared better for that answer. If you're going to recommend podcasts to people, because the ones that are like, this administration sucks, probably aren't the ones you should be recommending if you're going to be running for president. Yeah,
exactly. So it was it's just been odd. Ben also talked a lot about the whole threat against Erika and Candace's obvious role in that. Now on Candace's show, she was like, why would I be involved? I mean, she's the worst. And I weighed, like, do I show clips of her show last night? Because I saw clips that I could have shared. And then I was like, no, I'd much rather show Ben ripping on her. And so that's what we're doing. Here's another one.
Who do you think is monitoring Erika's travel? Who do you think is doing that? Do we have any clues? Do we have any clues? Well, I mean, Candace Owens has been saying that her followers are supposed to follow Erika and give tabs on. I wonder, where could this have come from? Megyn Kelly has refused to condemn Candace Owens on this topic in any way, shape, or form. Now, Megyn, of course, will lie and claim that my criticism of her on this matter has something to do with Israel, but you should go back and listen to the prior sentence again. Israel was not in that sentence of Erika. And by the way, the same is true of Tucker Carlson, because this entire conspiratorial grievance party worldview, it is all one. Here was Tucker Carlson over the past few months defending Candace Owens over and over and over again. Here he was with Theo Von, who will come up again shortly.
Do I trust Candace more than I trust your average DOJ official? Are you joking? It's not even close, dude. Yeah. It's not even close.
But he trusts Candace. So again, presenting
oh my God,
full-scale support for Candace Owens as she turns Erika Kirk into a punching bag after Erika's husband was murdered in front of everybody. So why are people, threatening Erika Kirk? Why are they following around her plane? Why? I can't imagine. Literally yesterday, by the way, while all of this was going down, Buckley Carlson, Tucker's brother, who travels with Tucker and joins the show sometimes as a commentator, tweeted in defense of Candace, while Candace was speculating, again, that Erika had no actual security threat at all.
Yeah, and there again, that guy who just said that, his son works for JD. So it's just problematic, you guys. On top of that, somebody asked, does Theo have kids? Theo's not married, doesn't have kids.
I don't think he ever will be.
He's like almost 50 years old. I saw him in concert about a year and a half ago here in Belton, Texas. He's a troubled dude. Very stream of consciousness. He was on something, I'm pretty sure. If he wasn't on something, he acted like it. I mean, he's funny. he is funny. That's why I went to go see him, because I thought he was kind of a funny guy. But there are parts of it where I'm just like, he just doesn't seem like he's all there, you know?
And I think he wants a wife. I think he wants kids. I think he's talked about that before, but he's such an immature idiot.
I was going to say he's an adolescent. He's a grown man that's basically like an adolescent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so because Ben, obviously, I can't remember. I think it was Pennsylvania. He had a sold out event the other day, and I saw a lot of Q&A questions of him, that he just is so good in that environment, so good at it. So glad that he does it. But I also saw this old clip of him. Like he looks so much younger. I don't know what year this is, but it's when he was debating somebody about racism. And it just reminded me of how long he's been a complete prodigy. I actually saw a video of him at the age of 12 on Larry King playing the violin. Oh my gosh. I mean,
he was playing the theme from Schindler's List.
Yeah. He's just a phenom. You know?
He is brilliant man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, here's a throwback to, again, unrelated to what we've been talking about, but a clip of Ben Shapiro on racism. I swear.
It's coming.
White family worth is 69 times more than that of black families. Given this disparity, how can you argue that racism is not a driving factor in income inequality?
Because it has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. And when you have a culture that doesn't, you know what? Explain to me. You explain to me why black kids aren't graduating high school. Explain that one to me. Explain to me why black kids are shooting each other in rates significantly higher than whites are shooting each other. Explain to me why 13% of the population is responsible for 50% of the murder. Explain to me why the number of black kids in prison, not for innocent reasons, not for walking down the street and getting pulled into a prison, is so high. Explain, if it has nothing to do with culture, explain to me why the single motherhood rate in the black community jumped from 20% to 70% in the same course of time that the civil rights movement has made such tremendous strides. Is America more racist now than it was in 1960? And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
He's just so good.
He really is. And then the lady, she like puts her hands up and then she's like, oh
damn. Anyway, I love him. Do we want to talk about Clavicular and show the hot Australian interviewer, or do we not?
I really don't like him. Do you guys want to talk about that? Do we want to talk about it?
Because I do have some clips that are.
We can if you want to. We want to.
Let's just do. If
it's
you don't
20
want
after. Let's do it.
To.
Let's do it. Why not? Let's see what freaky things that guy's doing today. Let's do it.
Well, okay, because of the whole incident that we talked about, and everybody's like, no, okay, well then you don't have to stay. That's fine.
Right.
But
true.
We're just going to talk about it.
End
so
of the show.
Yeah, it's the end of the show. So he had the, overdose attempt, or not attempt, but he had the overdose incident, and then was immediately back on saying, wow, the hospital stuff really descended my face and all of those things. So now he is saying, he did another live stream yesterday, and there's weird noise in the background that you'll hear from time to time, but he's saying that he can no longer do in real life live streaming without drugs. That's how much he depends on them. So now he's saying he's not going to do drugs, which means that he can't do the live streaming. This is him yesterday.
Going to be doing any more substances for a little while, hopefully for forever. But that means I can't really IRL stream anymore. So that's the thing. I really can't IRL stream because, as you guys know, I'm quite brutal without that shit. So that's, I think I have to figure something else out. Fuck. I have to figure out a new method. Either practice mogging sober or just find a new form of content.
Is that what he said?
I don't know. It's fucking done for.
Or maybe get a real job. Go lay concrete or something like a real man. You know what I mean?
I'm going to have to practice mogging sober.
I don't even know what that is. What's mogging? What is it?
I'm so glad you asked, because that was a subject that the guy from Australian 60 Minutes talked about.
Okay.
Now, again, this is a guy who people think is super hot. So definitionally, he was mogging Clavicular, which means that you're outshining them in some way. You're outshining somebody when you mog them. But you can mog somebody in appearance, you can mog somebody in intellect, you can mog them in various ways, because it's just a catch-all term for like being better than them in some aspect. Right.
Okay.
So the Australian guy, I love him because he clearly knows that Clavicular is a complete idiot, and he's making fun of him in real time, and like just he thinks that his entire shtick is stupid, which it is. I don't love him because he has like really bad vocal fry, which you know how I hate that in guys, especially.
I don't like vocal fry either.
And because there's something about him that Justin Trudeau's me. Like he's very Justin Trudeau-y.
Beta.
So
he's a beta.
No, I don't think he's a beta. But there's something about his appearance that is Justin Trudeau attractive. Yeah.
Okay.
And I know some women are into that. That's not my thing.
I'm not into that.
So he asked Clavicular, "Are you mogging me right now?" And here's how that went.
Yes. That was the greatest interaction ever. It just showed. Listen, I don't want to like label every Gen Zer, but like that's the kind of, it's like Gen X versus Gen Z. I'm mugging you right now. I'll give it to you. Maybe status or like money mugging you.
I'll just give it to you because I can't see.
I can't see your face, old person. I can't see it, but I mean, I'll just give it to you. I will. By the way, I think that Australian guy was kind of hot.
Well, that's the thing. That's what people are saying, is that he totally, what's the word? It's not mogging.
It's just like,
but he was looks maxing him. You know what I mean?
He does. And listen, he's just sitting there. He's just being Australian and hot. There's no mogging or maxing. He's just being himself because we're normal humans. And then that loser, I mean, I'll let you have, who likes that?
You guys, it gets so much
How?
worse. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this interview so much.
You guys, she has a psychology degree. This stuff makes her.
I love it.
Interested in this. Like she's fascinated by the crazy of these people.
I am.
Honestly,
I totally am.
Totally.
So, because looks maxing is a term that was born from the incel movement, the hot Australian 60 Minutes guy wanted to know. He wanted to know, does Clavicular, I can't even believe that that's what he goes by, but does he have a problem being connected to incels? Is he in fact an incel?
Oh yeah.
And then he also went on to ask, and you'll hear just the tail end of this, you know, about that whole group outing that he had with Fuentes and Tate and all that stuff. So so anyway, here is how, and again, it's the faces that he makes because he knows this kid is full of shit. And that's why I love the interaction. But here is the incel part.
Also, I know this. If he ever sees this, this is going to drive him crazy because he is looks maxing. But you know how Tom Cruise has like the middle tooth?
Yeah,
he has that.
Really? I didn't even notice that. I'm going to have to look.
He totally has that. He has the, you know, you can't unsee it once you see it, but he has that. It's going to drive. I hope he sees this. You have a middle tooth.
At some point in this interview, Clavicular realized he had been mogged like in every way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he was outmatched
because of Australian dude.
Right. And so he decides to do what immature idiots do when they are out-mogged. And that is to insult. But the problem is that he tried to be like, well, I didn't check in to see like if you know how much your wife cheated on you.
Oh my God.
I know it's so stupid, but listen very carefully to the response. And then you'll see.
Douchebag. I mean, I can't. These guys are so insecure, and he needs drugs just to get by,
just to talk to people. Which I mean, I feel sorry for him because this is such a problem. I mean, it's like I feel sorry for this generation because of their inability to socialize, to be normal in social situations. My son has that problem. You know what I mean? Like where he gets really self-conscious and nervous. And I get it. Like they're so in their phones and not in the real world that some people like Clavicular end up feeling like their only way out is to medicate,
to do
which
drugs.
is crazy. I mean, it's crazy. And he's probably convincing his idiot followers that they can do that too. And then they can Mog and Max and do all the things.
Yeah, somebody said people do need Jesus. Like, just
I know. You guys related, and then this is also a great lead-in to our talks for today. Matt Rife, I don't particularly love his actual stand-up routine, but his crowd work is my favorite thing in the world.
Oh
my God. He does it better than literally anybody. And you're going to see an example of that in a moment. But he saw Australian's interview with Clavicular. And here is what he said. Anyone who uses the word Mog should be euthanized, brain rotting mental illness. And he is 100%
He is right. I mean, it's a little harsh. I may not have said euthanization is the answer, but I mean, he's right. He's right. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I love him. There's just nobody that does crowd work better than Matt Rife. He's so quick on his feet, and it's a joy to watch. Now, I know there's going to be people that get themselves all bent out of shape about this clip, and they're going to be like, he's offensive.
Because he says offensive things.
He's so offensive.
We're gonna get tweets and emails.
I mean, it's fine. And you'll see from this clip, he knows that he's going to get the complaints. But here's what I love about this clip. As you know, my son Thomas was in a wheelchair. He had cerebral palsy. There is a guy at Matt's show who clearly has cerebral palsy or a similar affliction in a wheelchair. And what I love about Matt Rife is that he does not ever talk down or
everybody's equal.
Everybody is equal.
Everybody's
equal. So too is the kid in the wheelchair who can't communicate very well, but who is there obviously because he knows who Matt Rife is.
He wants to
knows
have
his comedy.
Right. Yes. He wants to laugh. Exactly.
And there is no one that is off limits from the teasing and the ribbing and the whole shtick that Matt Rife has. Mm-hmm. He is hilarious with the crowd. And so he says things that, you know, some people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that to a guy in a wheelchair. You guys, it's freaking hilarious. And I loved it. And I feel like I especially get to say that. You know what I mean?
You do.
Because this is exactly how I would have wanted him to treat Thomas in his audience.
In a wheelchair over here? What's up, man? Who you here with? You here with your cousin? What up, cousin? What's your name? Jake. Jake, good to meet you, dog. Jake and? Logan. Sounded like it. Shut up. Everybody shut up already. I can already tell how y'all gonna feel about this, and I'm not gonna stand for it. Neither will he.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it.
Shut up! He's at a comedy show. He know what he came for.
That's right.
That's not true. He could totally be here against his will. We don't know. Yeah, it could have been just Jake that wanted to come to the show. He was like, oh, but parking's gonna be a disaster. Logan!
I just love that. Loved it so much.
It's so great.
It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, we have a woman who is making a video and you'll see that she gets completely horrified because there's like a bug or something on her face and she freaks out. And then this is what happens.
So earlier today, I was walking my dog and this guy came up to me and he was like, what the fuck?
Reminds me. Remember when I hit in the face with that giant bug that was like a bird? It was like a bird size.
But that was legit.
That was legit, and I did not freak out. I don't know.
Oh my God, you guys!
I was trying so hard to not freak out. It was like during a very important meeting.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is so funny because you were just talking about like our early days in the Tea Party and doing all things, and we at that same if you saw the picture that Daisy posted yesterday of us at the Tea Party. We were handing out cards that had our website name on one side and the caption that said socialism sucks on the back.
Yeah.
And we were like handing them out to everybody, trying to get people to know about our site. And so one of the people that took it happened to be like the staff for the governor at the time, Mitch Daniels, who we adore.
Love him.
Adore.
Love him.
Well, at that time, we had no connection to Mitch at all.
No.
And so we got in touch with the staffers, and they invited us to lunch. And we were so excited and so nervous. And this was like the first important person we're ever going to meet ever, right?
Right, right.
And so it's at this lunch that's outside that, like, I am saying, imagine like a murder hornet times a billion. That thing, it was like hummingbird size.
Yeah, it was gigantic. It was like one of those dragonfly hornet looking thing. I don't even know what it was. It was specially made by God for me that day, just to test me. It just was testing me. Right.
It flew and I'm sitting across from her. It flew directly into her eye. And this was her reaction. She was just like, that was it. I freaked out. I'm like jumping from the table. Oh my God. I would have thrown the table over if that had been me.
She's like, are you okay? I'm like, it's fine.
It's fine.
Because
she played it so cool.
Inside,
you guys, it was incredible.
Inside, I was dying. Okay. I was dying inside. But I thought, Amy, you got to stay cool. You got to stay cool. This is the governor.
She stayed so cool. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Yep. Okay. For those folks who are in the corporate world, first of all, apologies and sympathies, because we've done that. We did it for a long, long time.
We did it. We made a paradigm shift to another place. You know what I'm saying? You know?
We did make a paradigm shift. So this is just a funny little video about how when you make a work friend, like how that relationship can evolve over time.
I love this video. I love
especially in terms of your greetings. So here's what it looks like from the first day until 3 years.
Hello. Hey. Morning. Hey. What up? What's up, man? What's up, bitch?
Isn't that the greatest? It's
I love that so much.
So
love it.
Mm-hmm. It's accurate.
I'm getting a lot of golden retrievers in my algorithm.
I bet you are.
I'm getting a lot of them. So this is Birdie, okay? Birdie the Golden. And Birdie, Birdie has a little playpen bed, I guess, that's where Birdie sleeps for the night. And when Birdie wakes up in the morning, she's got really smiley, squinty eyes. And it is the
favorite
cutest thing
I
have
love
ever
it when
seen.
they do this. Oh my gosh.
You guys, look at how precious.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
That is the squintiest bird I have ever seen.
She sleeps
Her
in a
eyes are just
playpen.
closed.
I love her.
That is the squintiest bird. Oh my God.
I want that
do they
dog.
have to pick her up and put her in there every night?
I don't know how they do it. If there's like a
literally a
secret door
playpen.
or what. I don't know.
It's a playpen, you guys.
I know.
It's a playpen.
It's a pack and play.
It's a pack and play. Yeah. So great.
So sweet. Okay, and then lastly, this is me as a cat.
Yeah, I don't see how that wouldn't be you. That's totally you.
Totally.
Yeah. It's like, except for maybe it'd be chocolate once in a while.
Probably be chocolate.
Probably be chocolate. That'd be the only difference. Right.
All right, we do have some reviews from the Apple Podcast platform. If you haven't left one yet, please do, because we're going to eventually read them all. And I think we've got 3 today, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the first one.
Wait. All right, from Lori. Love this podcast. Very informative and entertaining. These 2 gals are extremely current and very funny. We're so current.
We're so current. We are 4 a.m. current.
I literally have like jeans on from like 6 years ago, but I'm current. Love it, you guys.
Let's see. Here is the next one.
Okay. Love, Mock, and Daisy from Mary22740. I begin my day with news and laughter and care of the chicks. Thank you, Mary.
Isn't that cute? I love
Very
that one.
sweet. From B Joe 42. Great way to start the day. Love this podcast. Mock and Daisy bring the daily news with a mix of humor and middle age, no filter attitude, which I love.
Why'd you guys say that? Why'd you have to say the middle age part?
I always start my workday listening to them and they get me laughing and informed all at the same time. Thanks, chicks. You are the absolute best. We are middle-aged. We're Gen Xers and we're proud of it. That's
Actually,
right.
I'm to the point now where I like genuinely feel like complimented about being middle-aged because I just feel old. You know what I mean?
I'm okay with it. Listen, I being a Gen Xer, it's a badge of honor. I feel like we're like we're the feral generation and I'm fine with it. I'm good with it.
Let's see. We have a thank you to Matt Napier who said, thanks to all the insiders for the birthday wishes. I got banned from Facebook again for posting this. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Hope you paid your taxes. Lots of illegals and demon rats are counting on you. He got banned for posting that.
Oh my God, that's nuts.
Can you even believe that?
Well, kind of. I kind of can.
So stupid. All right. From locals, Holloway 0923 said, Mock is right. Trump's taxes are probably extremely complicated. Trump has to take a salary, but he then donates it to the charity of his choice. So he must account for the income on his federal taxes and then take the charitable donation. He doesn't get a deduction for the entire donation, so he'll have to pay taxes on some of the money he donated. Plus, he probably makes millions of dollars a year in investment income and has to pay capital gains. That was a very detailed explanation.
It's very, very detailed.
Roth Lady Wright said, my Nillas, I love you so much for making my mornings great. Please help me congratulate my daughter Lexi and her volleyball team for a solid 5th place out of 114 teams at Lone Star in Houston last weekend. We are so proud of them.
Congratulations. That's fantastic. Good for her.
Yeah. She also said, some of you might remember I was concerned about my sister and all of her injections to her face. I mentioned something to her and she got a full-blown facelift. I can't with people. Have a great day. Don't F with your face, family.
I mean, yeah.
Deplorable Jenny said, thanks, Mock. As a card-carrying Gen Xer, I don't often understand words out of my 9-year-old boy anymore. That interview made me LOL at work. I will so enjoy throwing some of these ridiculous terms at him. Oh my God, you should. You should totally be like, you look smaxing your friends today or whatever.
Are you mogging me?
Are you mogging?
Totally.
On Venmo, let me make sure I get everybody. I should get my glasses out when I do this because damn. Okay, Brian Brundley. Brian said Barb got her new heart.
Yay.
Had a few hiccups, but she is stable. Don't get to see her until 2:30 this morning. Thanks to all Manillas for your powerful prayers. Oh my gosh, that's such good news.
Keep
such
praying.
Good news. Angela Lake said, happy anniversary to my love and I, 21 years. What a lucky guy. Balls, take my money. Love you.
I love it.
Happy anniversary. Colleen W. said, speaking of theft, my husband retired from the military last year and went to the private sector. His pension plus a simple job bumped up our tax bracket and withholding was off. We owed over $10,000 this year and the IRS yoinked it out of his account yesterday. He went from saving a healthy buffer to $600. Take my audit money.
Yeah.
Girl,
it's
I feel
theft.
ya.
We totally feel you. It's theft.
Diana Salmons Floyd said, celebrating my 58th birthday with my favorite chicks. Thank you for being amazing. You make my mornings better. Now off to work, balls.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Now you.
Marcy Peralez. Good morning, Mock and Daisy. Happy Friday Eve. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Much love. Thank you, Marcy. Shelly Bolton. Good morning, all. Please, for anyone who hasn't yet done so, click the like every day and subscribe. We love our chicks, so let's support them and share. Love y'all. Thank you, Shelly.
Thanks.
Marcy Peralez. Let's remember to share this podcast with our friend. If you care to, let's support our chicks every way possible. Thanks so much. Much love. Thank you, Marcy. Supernova. Why did Tinkerbell invite Lindsey Graham to Disney? She invited him because he is her fairy grandmother. My apologies. Philip Mooney 5395. Libs can scream and blow whistles and attack journalists and nothing happens. A conservative prays across the street from an abortion mill straight to jail. Right? Because we got a bunch of wusses on our side that won't do this stuff, you know? BTK 1213. Republican and independent voters better wake up to reality. That's right. RNRM. Is it just me or is Bettina a 40 or younger twin of Melania? Just take my doppelganger money. You know what? She does look a lot like Melania. She does. I didn't notice it until right now. It's It's a great point.
I mean, you've got to be so gorgeous to be in that family.
She definitely looks a little different than Kimberly Guilfoyle, you know? Julie Truly in Kentucky, disappointed in Josh Sider on podcast a couple of days ago. He joined the Erika bashing team, judging, questioning her grief and the infamous clothing purchase. Not happy with him. Like you said, money corrupts.
Oh, I don't want to know that. I want to just love Josh Sider. Is he really doing that?
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Damn it.
D Pluribus 3128. Look up UK's Home Office Pathways game in Amelia. BTK. Okay, we'll look it up. BTK 1213. Chat should vote straight R now. Primary the rhinos.
Yeah, but what if the rhinos, like Lindsey, you know, what if the alternative is like that guy, you know, that's like, we need more Thomas Masseys and Marjorie Taylor Greens. I got to go rhino in that case. You know what I mean? Because at least he votes like a Republican.
Totally.
Even if people want to call him a rhino.
Yep. Bo Mama 8. Theo has actual brain trauma from heavy drug use in his youth. He's open about it. That's why I always joke about him being the poster child for some brain cells don't grow back.
Yeah.
You can tell. You can totally tell. Supernova, I am look mogging clavicular in my neck brace. You
probably are.
You go. Marcy Peralez, my 3.5-year-old great granddaughter had her tonsils out yesterday. Please pray for her speedy recovery. Thanks, y'all. Yes, please do that. Juan Felipe MV. Hello, ladies. I just realized I've been mogging everyone since birth. When will you join the influencer wars? Also, please make a section explaining youth slang for all of us old people, since you seem to be experts. First of all, we're not experts. Secondly, we will never join the influencer wars. I think Candace tried to drag us into that. Remember at one point we were like, no, thank you, but no.
Yeah.
We just are not going to do that.
I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight.
No, we don't.
I mean, we definitely have a side. You know what I mean? Like in the Candace wars, obviously we have a side.
Yeah, but I'm not doing
we're
that.
We're not important enough.
Well, and plus we don't fight with people who deny the Holocaust. I'm not doing that
moon
for
landings.
clicks.
Hello.
Right.
By the way, speaking of the youth slang, I do have a video for everybody tomorrow that I thought was so handy, where there was this guy that tells you like what your slang was as a Gen Xer, and then the equivalent for millennials, and then the equivalent for Gen Z.
Oh, I love it. That's fantastic.
So handy. So we'll do that tomorrow. Okay. So that was a good.
That's a good Friday. Good Friday video for us to watch. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we're bringing it in. It is Friday Eve. So great. Friday Eve. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.